Well, almost every animal is wild except the ones that you can keep as pets.
A wild animal, in my definition of it, is a creature that is not habituated or used to seeing people or being around people or having contact with people.
I think any animal that fights to survive and reproduce is probably a wild animal. I think we are.
An animal in a wild part of the country, or any country, that's just roaming around by itself.
I think that if an animal has not been around people enough, it will tend to avoid them, and I think those avoidance behaviors are characteristic of wild animals.
I'm kind of starting to believe that John Livingston is right. He claims that human beings have been domesticating animals for a long, long time, and in that process that we've now domesticated ourselves. And if we're a domesticated animal, I'm not so sure we even can analyze what is a wildlife or what is a wild animal. Can a sheep comprehend what a wolf is? I doubt it, because we've changed them so much. I think it's very difficult for people to answer that question.
Wild landscapes will produce wild animals. They always have, and that's what an animal is an extension of its landscape if it's allowed to evolve over the millennia. And as long as we have wild landscapes, there will be wild animals inhabiting them. As the wild landscapes are cut away and sanded smooth and erased and buffered, there'll still be an echo from that. The animals will still be wild for quite some time.
I do. Sure, if you take a cougar or something like that lives up there all by himself, of course, he's wild.
I think elk are in certain parts of the areas are still roaming free. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, but you feed them sometimes.
No, not always. That's what they're debating. We're going to get in an argument here.
I think that there's a whole diversity of wildlife and wild animals out there, and probably one of the challenges we have right now is that people are treating wild animals sometimes as if they were
not really wild.
We gotta get back in the car and get out of the way.
Yeah, we're in the road.
We're in the road. Come on, rats. Come on.
And not me.
All right, let's go, guys. All the butter rats back in the car.
He says, what are all you guys doing? My word.
Gotta admit, it's a great view, even if it is the backside.
Even in Africa, some animals become accustomed to trucks and vans moving through, and they lose their fear of people and machinery, so they'll venture closer to you, yes.
I think that any human handling, human contact, any touching and controlling of the animal, it does affect their wildness. And frankly, I wish we didn't have to do it. Unfortunately, the necessity of knowing more about these animals and gathering that information to marshal it for their defense requires a certain amount of that.
A wild animal is an animal that isn't affected by some management activity of humans. A good example would be the wolves in Yellowstone. I think that's the first one that comes to mind as an animal that some people consider wild, but definitely heavy-handed management negates that.
This dart out of me. It's good. It's like a little male pup. What we have to learn, I think, is non-intrusive filmmaking too. I think there's a whole new field there, a whole new science there of how do you do the same thing with being less intrusive, you know? It's the thing nowadays. People are, I think, thinking about it and are inventing how to do it, and I think we all should work at it. I think there's a lot of possibilities. Again, it's like with research. You got to invest more time and sit and wait and to get that sort of stuff.